Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with David Liu from Mo Ideas Games.
Mo Ideas, yes.
And we're looking at Mark Garrett's Mini Rails, which is like the most boiled down train game experience I think you could have.
Yes.
You're getting stock, you're building track, and yet it's so simple.
And it finished it within an hour.
Yeah. So maybe give an overview of what we're doing here. This is a board set up for 3 players.
Yes, 3-player game.
Yes.
So basically, players are wealthy investors that are investing in the local train companies. And you can see that there are 6 train companies on the map in 6 different colors, and people will build track and invest in them. Okay. So we have this as a main
slide
board.
this over here.
Okay.
So people can see.
All right. So this is a player order board. On the first turn, this would be like a Catan back and forth snake order, and on the later turns, it will change depending on player actions. And every turn, you have 2 things you can do. One is build tracks, and the other would be buy stocks. So it's really very simple, but there's a lot of depth into it. So let's just start with how the game works.
Yep.
So when it's your turn, you take your marker and choose a disc on the display here. Maybe he wants to take the blue. If you want to build stock, you take this stock tile, flip it over to show that you've used it, and place the disc on the 0 of your board. So when you use an action, you flip it over. In this game, you have 2 actions, but you can only use each once. So in a turn, in a round, you have 2 turns. Each turn, you have to choose a different one.
Okay. So if I'm green here and I want to build track,
Yes.
I'm going to flip over the track. I choose something.
Yes.
I place it on
the
one
map.
of these
Yes, on the
spaces
map.
here.
Okay. Yes.
And
okay, so when you place it on a map, maybe we'll take the blue one.
do the blue? Sure.
Yes.
Because I can take the blue,
Yes.
put it on the red too.
Yes. So let's take a quick example. So on the map, there's a red dots and white dots. When the train company builds on the white dots, that means they make a profit and the share prices will go up.
That's
now,
right.
if you build it in the lake, there's a red dots. That means they lose money, so the share price will go down.
That's right. Which affects only David at this moment.
Everybody with the blue shares,
Well,
but
yes.
currently only the
Only
orange
you.
players.
Yes.
So in this game, that would be something you want to do. Now I have to let me backtrack a bit.
Sure.
When you buy shares, you always put it on the zeros. So even if you got more shares in the future, they will always arrive on a 0 space, because in this game we don't have cash, we don't have money. So when you buy shares, you don't actually pay the bank and make change or whatever.
Right.
We just assume people are wealthy enough to do that. Okay.
Right.
So
all we care about is whether it went up or down.
Yes.
After you bought
Yes,
it.
yes. So when the price goes up, that means you make money. Price goes down, that means you're losing money. So this is sort of abstract and streamlined. So
Yes.
it's one of the key points. Now, so through the turn, people will take turns. We're just taking discs from the display, maybe placing them on their personal board, or maybe placing them on the map and affecting other players. And you can see that there will be 1 left over. That's because at the start of each round, we'll always draw from the bag, and it will be 1 extra than the number of markers we have here. So always there will be 1 left over. Now the leftover disc will be placed down here. Now this is where we call the taxation area. This is also used as a round tracker, so you can see we only have 6 rounds. It's really quick.
Yeah.
Now for the what I mean for taxation means that this company, the gray company, had paid their taxes, and in this game, only the companies that had paid their taxes can be scored at the end of the game.
Right.
So, for example,
And right now, at the first round, no one has gray stock.
well, yeah,
No one has built gray track, but we know that gray will score.
Yes.
And that's the important point.
Yes. Okay.
So
for example, maybe later on in the game, every round we will have 1 gets left over. So maybe the board will look like this. And since there are 6 rounds, and every round you must take 1 stock. So at the end of the game, a player will have 6 stock. So that would be like this. Okay. Maybe we'll change this a bit. So, for example, if the game ends and the orange player's first board looks like this, now you can see that since the blue company did not pay their taxes, then this will not score for the orange player.
that's right. The government will come after them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the orange player, he only gets plus 2 points.
Okay.
Now, if the company had paid taxes, another benefit is that you don't count the minuses for them. Okay. So
Right.
since these companies had paid taxes, the yellow, the tan, and the white had paid taxes, then you don't need to count the minuses. Okay. But if the blue token was down here, since they did not pay taxes, then you have to count the negative points.
Right.
Okay, so that's basically how the game works. Okay, so it's really, really fast, but there's a lot to think about because when you choose a disc here, you also choose the player order of the next round. So if you choose a position in the front, then you get to you will get a better picking of the colors, and maybe you can have a better place to place on the map.
But if you choose at the end, then you get to decide.
Yes, you get to
who
decide
gets to pay
who gets
taxes.
to pay taxes and which colors can score at the end of the game.
It's all good, and
Yes.
yet it's like it's 12 actions.
Yes.
It's so like tight, and it's interesting. I've played a few times, and you make partnerships with people, right? You start getting on teams. We're team white, and
Yes.
we're team red, and
Yes.
we're doing this, and we're gonna work together. And if you're in the turn after me, it's like it's all these wheels turning, and yet
It's very short, very condensed.
it's
Yes.
very cool.
Yes.
It's very good design here from Mark. Thank you, David,
Yes.
for showing off mini rails.
Okay.
Out here at Gen Con, we'll have it at Spiel 2017.
Yes. You can
We'll see you
also
there.
order it from our website,
Order for more ideas as well.
and also will be on BGG store soon, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about that? There you go. Thank you, David.
Okay.